Okay, today I have a little paper showing wave to particle duality solved by double helix energy flow, because I have said energy flows in a double helix. On the left there you can see one radiation pulse wave. This is how energy travels. That's one pulse, and I showed it on my solar flare breakdown video from the 7th of October. The previous video to this one, I showed that this is how energy travels, and every flare on the sun, repeatable, falsifiable, shows that that is how energy travels. So how does a particle become a wave and then become a particle again? Well, actually it's quite simple with this theory that God gave me. So we have our crossover point on the left. That is, as you can see, the dotted lines that go from the one radiation pulse wave to the circle and then to the top of the peak. That is the one pulse that you would have there. I could have just drawn simple X's, but I've shown exactly how the filament twists would actually travel. And they kind of travel as lightning because it's a vortex. Okay, so how does it work? Okay, well, we start in the middle picture and it says through atmosphere. This is not how energy travels in a vacuum. In a vacuum, true energy travel looks like this. So there we have our one radiation pulse, which is energy, or any energy, whether it be heat or anything. This is how it travels. It spirals upwards. So I've done the reflection of it because you would only see that shape if there was enough energy and enough matter to be energized to give you that full spiral. But normally it would only be roughly approximately 1.5 circles. So, but that is what energy travels like in a vacuum. If it meets an obstacle in the way, it will turn into a wave, which is what happens in our atmosphere. So we'll now go back to, should be traveling like this, but if it reaches a different voltage level in a EM field, it will change direction and turn into a wave, and that gets it across the actual voltage level, and then it again shoots upwards. So the first vortex goes upwards. You could look at that if you look at where it says top of peak. That's actually how it starts. It shoots upwards, one radiation pulse wave, it's traveling upwards as a vortex. So then we go back down to through the atmosphere at the bottom of that picture. It then rolls over, goes into a wave and goes into a halo, and then on the other side it then turns back into a vortex and carries on traveling. So if you look on the right hand side there, because I've done all this in my EM field video showing how the EM field is all connected together. So what that shape in the middle looks like is this, and this shape, which is energy travel, you would just double it up with another wave going in the opposite direction but linking both circles. This is what I drew for my EM field, because the EM field is a construct made from the same energy that is energy. It's just thinner. So this is how that vortex travels upwards, and this is my EM field construction. It links in one direction, causing a vortex in the other direction, and this goes in and out to infinity. That's how the energy travels through, and you get such a great sharp picture to reality. Okay, so looking to the right there where I've got 137.5 written everywhere, this is the Fibonacci sequence voltage level change. So the picture in the center of the actual wave to particle change happens in the Fibonacci sequence as it goes through a voltage level change. And because it's electrical, this means it's fractal, which means I should be able to show it at a reasonable size doing exactly the same thing. Well, I've already done that, and all thanks to chemtrails, because chemtrails are so high up they get caught in the EM field and they become part of the EM field, because energy attracts matter, matter covers energy, and energy moves matter. So the energy in the EM field attracts the chemtrail matter, and the chemtrail matter conforms to the energy, which looks like this. As you can see, it is steps, and they are, I've measured them, 137.5 degrees. So All those steps on the right are the electrical voltage change. There's 3 different types there, which all have 137.5, which goes from short to high steps. And again, this would be God's steps to heaven, because the Bible is electric and every funnel has stairs. It's an electrical voltage change, so it always goes up, and because it spirals up in the Fibonacci sequence, that's where you get God's spiral staircase from, because God's electrical. And just to show it is fractal again, these waves here are the same as these waves here. Funny, huh? 137.5 degrees, because that is the turn of the Fibonacci spiral, which is energy increase or decrease. I have a short written explanation there. The wave finger shoots upwards. It's always clockwise because energy out is clockwise, energy in is counterclockwise. Energy crosses over and goes into a wave roll, which is horizontal. I've got 3 or 4 little pictures there. And when the wave roll is complete, it then shoots up a wave finger to repeat what it just did. And this is smoke energy from a radiation fire does it. Smoke completes one particle to wave transformation. It goes up as a finger and then rolls around into a halo. So we have a wave is a horizontal balloon wave, and it travels as a sea wave or as clouds. Whereas a particle is a tight vertical wave which travels as a tornado or lightning. And of course God is energy, and so we end up with an energy cross as well. Now it might be difficult to visualize, but I've tried to do it there. In the center we have a face-on view of the wave splitting, traveling in 2 vortexes at the side, and then coming back up to meet and retwist. Above that is how it would look from the top. The side, it would go up across at 135 degrees and then up at 135 degrees to give us movement, which is also tidal movement. Energy rolls forward, takes a right turn, goes forward, and it comes down in the opposite manner. It comes straight down, goes to the right and down, up across to the right and up, down across to the right and down. And that's wave motion, because all of these, even particles, are actually a wave, but it's a face on particle. So the face there is the wave, and the cross, and the swirly bit at the top is the particle. It's just changing direction to move through space. And so there we go. Wave to particle duality solved by double helix energy flow, because energy is electricity, electromagnetism mixed together, which is also a particle and a wave mixed together. And that is how it travels. And now for a bit of visual test of the fractal nature of if what I say is correct. I disagree with Einstein about what happens with a nuclear bomb. Energy does not turn into matter, or matter does not turn into energy. I believe because they shoot electricity through it, so it's electricity through matter produces an electromagnetic expansion bubble which destroys everything. And when this happens, because I say it's electrical, and what I've shown on screen, I've shown fractally with the Veil Nebula and clouds. I'm not going to show it that that's what happens in a nuclear bomb, because it will follow the principle that I have written up there. It will shoot up a finger, perform a rollover wave, and then shoot up a finger and perform a rollover wave. So what you should see is this. So looking at the bottom of the picture there, we've got a whole process across voltage levels, steps of voltage. So it should be a line up, line across, line up, line across, line up. That should be what a nuclear explosion should look like if it travels by double helix energy theory. And we have our side view at the top there and a face view. So it should go straight up, bust out, and then picture number 3, it should look like a cross, and then 4 is the first thing carrying on. And if it was face view, you would get a circle, then you would get a wave, circle and wave. So, but the main thing is the whole process at the bottom. It should go one straight up, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. So if it's fractal, it should do that, and we should be able to observe it. So let's see what happens with nuclear bomb detonations and how they rise. Thanks very much. My name's Lee, and I'm a Christian.